everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And tonight I'm here with a sketch challenge. Every Tuesday night at 6:30 Pacific, I come on with a sketch challenge for you. So I hope you'll play along with this. Underneath this video, you will find a link to a Google Doc, so you can actually download this sketch and play along. You can also, if you're part of my Facebook group, so it is, and I have to look this up and I shouldn't because I should know this by now, what my group is called, but it is called, I had to change it recently. It's called Create with Stamping with Melva. That's not obvious at all. So if you're part of my Facebook group or you'd like to be, you can jump over to that group on Facebook and join and then share your projects on there. And every month, so actually tomorrow, I will be doing a draw. Hey, Lynette. For two people who have shared projects in my Facebook group or on my page over the last month. So I hope you'll play along. All right, now I am going to switch over to my desktop, and I'm also going to just quickly grab my phone because I want to make sure I can see comments and who's commenting. So sometimes if you haven't given permission, Lynette, I can see you. That's perfect. You need to give permission to Facebook or to StreamYard, which is the app I use on Facebook, by going over to facebook.com/StreamYard and giving permission so that I can actually see who's commenting. I can see the comments. I just don't know who's commenting, and I love to be able to know who's commenting. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to my desktop and you'll be able to see the sketch. And I'm quickly going to grab my phone to make sure that I am actually live, and I realize I don't have my headphones in, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me as I move away. Okay, I can see I'm live and I've got comments. All right, perfect. Okay, so this is the sketch. I'm going to talk a little louder just in case the sound, since I forgot to put my headphones in. You can either use a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock or 4 1/4 by 11, or either will work. The yellow layer number 1 is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Layer number 2, which is the blue layer, is 1 1/4 by 4. Layer 3, which is the orange one, is 1 by 4. And then this gray strip. Now I've set a 1/4 inch by 4. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm using about 1/2 inch by 4 because I'm going to use ribbon. And I think this is, no, 3/8 inch. So it's just a little bit wider. So that's this gray one. I set a 1/4 inch by 4, but you can make it a little bigger if you're using ribbon. And then you want 2 circles or circle shapes. So roughly 2 1/4 inch for the largest one and 2 inch for the smaller one. And if you're going to stamp on here with your sentiment, that's perfect. And if you're going to do something different with shapes like I am, you'll need a piece of basic white for a sentiment. All right, let me show you what I'm going to use. Now, I have to say, this isn't at all what I was thinking I was going to use when I created the sketch this afternoon. I had it in my mind. I was going to cut 2 circles and I was going to do some stamping on here with a sentiment. And as I went to get ready for this, I remembered the Sparkle of the Season bundle, which I absolutely love. And it's got these great die cuts that make wreaths. So there's one with the stars, there's one with leaves, and then there's the boughs that is more Christmassy. So that's what I'm using. So I'm using this largest one, which is the boughs. And I'm using the one with the stars as my smaller one. And those will go over top of each other. So you can do circles or you can do some other kind of shape that's roughly 2 1/4 and 2 inches for your shapes. I just absolutely love this suite. And it was one of those suites that didn't catch my eye when I first saw it in the catalog. Hey, Darlene, welcome from Wisconsin. So yeah, I didn't really notice this until I started to see some people's cards. And then, of course, isn't that always the way? You see what people are doing with the stamp sets and you go, oh, I love that. The other thing I'm using, so on my first layer, in my supplies, I'm using Evening Evergreen, which I just love this color. I'm using the Merry Melody. escaped me for a minute. This is the Merry Melody. Probably can't see. This is the music. This is actually Joy to the World. Stampin' Up! Actually took a real song, and it is the music for Joy to the World. So I have already gone ahead and cut out. So I've got my piece of Evening Evergreen. Again, it's 4 1/4 by 11, but you could easily do, oh my gosh. I hope you didn't, I don't know if you're still there. The video ended and will be available soon. I'm not sure what just happened there, but I think I'm still live on YouTube, so I'm going to have to just go with that. It all of a sudden, it stopped on me, and I don't know why. I'm just going to put a comment in here. Don't know why. It just kind of stopped. But I'm still, I believe, still streaming on YouTube, so hopefully you can still see me. And if not, I will absolutely post this video. All right, so I've got my piece of Evening Evergreen that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it. And now I'm going to take my bone folder. All right, take my bone folder, give it a good crease. And now I'm going to take and this will go right on top. So this is my layer number 1. Then I've cut a piece. This is the brushed metallic cardstock, and this is kind of the gold color. It's brushed. So I'm going to. This is the 1 1/4 inch. Darlene, can you just comment that you're still able to see me on YouTube, because now I'm worried that I'm not on YouTube either. Hopefully you are seeing me. I'm just going to take, this is the 1 1/4 inch piece, and I'm adhering that down. And then I've taken, okay, YouTube's working perfect, thank you. So then I've cut a piece. This is cork. This is that cork paper, specialty paper. This is 1 inch by 4 inches. And I'm just going to take and adhere this on top. I absolutely love this cork paper. All right. Now, this is where I'm kind of going off script a little bit, because I said this strip that goes across was 1/4 inch. I'm using the Evening Evergreen chevron weave ribbon, and so this is actually 3/8 of an inch. So it's just a little bit wider than what my sketch says. So I'm just going to take and cut that, and I'm going to wrap this around. Isn't this Evening Evergreen just stunning? I have gone through, I think, 3 packages of it already. So I'm just using some Stampin' Seal to adhere this around the back, and I have got, let me try and pick this up. I've got some glue coming out underneath here, so I'm just going to try and pick up that glue. It will dry clear, but if I can try and pick it up before it dries in a splodge. Okay, perfect, Darlene. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now this can adhere to my card base. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is use dimensionals. And the reason I'm going to use dimensionals is because this ribbon is quite thick. And sometimes if you try to use Stampin' Seal or the multi-purpose liquid glue, it just doesn't lay flat because the ribbon's just a little bit wider. But you don't need those that many. All right. So if you don't have ribbon and you're just using cardstock or something as that strip of color across the middle of your card, then adhesive is just fine. Right. Now, oops. I went ahead and cut out this is the bow. This is the largest of the two wreaths. I'm just going to poke these holes. Poke those out. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put this here so it won't show a lot, but hopefully when I put the stars, which I've cut out of the gold, put all these pieces out. We only ran this through once. Sometimes if you run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine twice, I mean, it's cutting just fine. This will all just fall away. Just makes it a little easier. There we go. All right, so that's going to go on like that. You know what? If I'd cut this bows out of the cork, that would have looked really nice too. So I'm just going to take and use mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to, actually no I'm not, I'm going to use glue dots because I can make the glue dots just a bit smaller just by kind of rolling them. And I'm going to put the glue dots on the leaves and where I've got a bigger area. Pick them up and just kind of rolling them so they're just a bit smaller so they don't show. If you were going to use dimensionals, and I will use the dimensionals on the star layer because I think I can, this dimensionals I can fit underneath the stars. For these, I'm just going to put some glue dots and try to get them small enough so it doesn't show. There we go. There's another leaf there. Okay. My finger. So put it like this. Not on my finger. Okay, there we go. Now I will take, and I think, yeah, these mini dimensionals will fit at least on a couple of the stars and hopefully not be too big. You saw? You can always cut these if you wanted to. I'll try and put that there. Okay. Hopefully this won't show. I could have used black. Actually, I have some black dimensionals that would have worked. The black probably would have not shown quite as much as these white dimensionals. It's another thing I often forget that I have. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Had black dimensionals? They come in a combo pack of the small and large, all in one. All right, there, that will go in the middle. Not too bad. Now, I'm going to take and stamp Merry Christmas. And I've cut a piece of basic white cardstock. If I can find a block. There's a block. Okay. So this piece is cut, let's see, 5/8 of an inch by about 3 inches, and it should fit the Merry Christmas. And let's see, get it straight. Now, if you are, I've got a pad of paper underneath me, but if you don't have a big kind of a cushion, oh, that didn't work. I'll always have a look. I got a piece of the gold, so I'll turn this over. If you don't have a pad of paper under you or some kind of cushion, make sure you're using your piercing mat. There we go. That's better. It doesn't work so well when you get a piece of these little bits of die cut that's come out. All right, so now I'm going to actually use this, and I'm going to put that right across like that. So I am going to use dimensionals on this. one in the middle so it doesn't wobble or sag. There we go. Oh, I really like this card. I think it's a color. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do, because I didn't get a piece of basic white for the inside, is I'm going to put some of these are the Brush Metallic adhesive back dots. So I'm going to use the gold ones and just use some. There. Oh, I really like how that card turned out. The color. I think the color. So let me bring my sketch back in so you can see. So there's my sketch. Looks pretty similar. Like I said, you can I could have used circles and then stamped on here, but these circles, the wreaths work just as well for that shape. Yeah. Okay. I hope you like that. I hope you will play along. And put my trimmer over on the table and thought it was going to fall on the floor. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you play along with it. Don't forget, if you want to join my Facebook group, it's Create with Stamping with Melva. I'd love for you to be part of the group. And I hope you'll join me. Now, I usually come on Thursday nights with a mystery challenge in my group, but I'm away and so will not be. But I will be posting a challenge in my group if you hop on over there. I will be back on Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific with a project for you all. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.